Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Funny Side Up, home of the Funny Side Up. I'm your host, Will, Big Boss Will, whatever you want to call me. I'm joined today with...
Colin, hello.
Yeah, Jackson died.
Yeah.
I had to replace him already.
It was tragic.
It was... he was going to Taco Bell, and whenever he left Taco Bell, this nice fellow came out and hit him with a baseball bat.
It was a crowbar, actually.
Oh yeah, it was a crowbar baseball bat.
Yeah.
A little combination weapon.
I'll be honest, I don't even remember how to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
It was on the left that you did it, I think. He's actually just tweaking with Audacity. Yep, he fixed it. Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, we are joined with our friend, Jackson's longtime friend,
Yes.
Colin.
Many years.
Yeah, are there
Since middle school.
any names you go by?
No, Colin Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. He is a self-proclaimed anarchist. But before we hop into all that, I was gonna plug the website. Everyone go check that out. funnysideupcast.com. We've got a bunch of links. Me and Jackson set up a link tree, so you'll be able to get to anything that you need to. We've also got a comment board now that you can post comments.
It
and
actually
questions.
works. It doesn't delete your message as soon as you refresh the page.
So if you want to post any questions for the podcast, you can do it there, and we will answer them whenever we decide to have a Q&A episode. And then also,
Discord server.
the Discord server is linked on the website. You can find that there. I forgot to mention this to you, Jackson. We already have one question from Crispy Plays on Twitch.
Really?
Yeah. He asks, why did we not properly credit the man who came up with our name?
Well, I tried my best. I still have him added on Discord. And
Yeah. So to you, Crispy Plays at Twitch. We're gonna have him on the podcast, and we will let him plug himself entirely, however he wants.
yeah.
Speaking of which, Colin, do you have anything you want to plug?
I don't think so.
Alrighty, sounds good.
On your Twitter.
I don't think I should plug my Twitter.
Don't look for his Twitter, guys.
Check him out at POTUS.
Give me like 20-year... Isn't there an age limit for president?
I think it's 35. Yeah.
Okay, just give me a little bit of time. I'll be president at POTUS.
President at POTUS.com.
You know?
Yeah. So we're going to talk to Colin about his political beliefs, as we mentioned on the first episode, but I think we should save that for later in the podcast, or we could go ahead and get it over with, whichever you think. Yeah, we could just ask him.
Bounce around.
Yeah, sprinkle it throughout.
I wanted to start off by talking about the hit show Metastasis. It is a... Did it come out in Mexico? I don't know where it was filmed or where it was released.
It was some Spanish-speaking ordeal.
It is the Spanish equivalent to Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it was a full remake. I don't know what AMC had to do with it.
Nothing at all, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, I just know the main character, his name is Walter Blanco, appropriately the translation of Walter White. And the first big drug dealer he deals with is Taco Salamander. Taco Salamander is the Spanish translation of Tuco Salamancas. Except they did like the reverse, where Walter White is Walter Blanco in Spanish.
Is that not just a joke we made up?
It is.
I was like, I don't think that is how it went.
I could have gaslit you, but
yeah,
that's gonna. But yeah, no.
Did they even get to Tuco?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it ran for like one season. Which
Tuco was in the first season.
he was, yeah.
But I think Walter Blanco is the only character that shares a name. I don't think there's a Jesse Pinkman. What is pink in Spanish?
Something rojo, probably. That's red.
Rose.
Rose.
I don't know. That would
effeminate red.
But yeah, so go check out Metastasis. I heard it's horrible.
I haven't even seen it.
Have you seen what Walter White looks like?
I have.
Okay, yeah.
Is
Walter
that
Blanco,
enough?
sorry. Yeah, that's enough. So first question, define anarchism.
Anarchism is order without rulers, and the highest form of, I guess, power is oneself.
Now, do you think people have like the wrong idea about anarchism?
Absolutely. I think people picture anarchism as people just whipping fucking Molotovs at buildings, and which, I mean, in a sense, that is something that could possibly be necessary to achieve anarchism.
Like a revolution.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and to justify the means.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that in the long term, it would be better for everyone.
Why do you think we haven't become? Well, are there any nations that are anarchistic?
No, well, nations can't be anarchistic because in an anarchist society there is no nation.
I got you. Well, are there any known societies that follow anarchism?
I mean, I'm sure there's like
little cults. Well, like quote unquote.
I mean, communes, I guess, in
Yeah.
certain parts, and I guess in probably like Africa or something. Where
Probably most parts of Utah.
Back to Utahns.
The Utahns. But I'm sure there's like maybe not where there's like no government at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's a very limited government.
Well, just a government that doesn't like have control.
So Utah.
Like, I guess in a sense you could say Mexico right now with drug cartels pretty much running everything.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue Brazil or something before Mexico, probably.
That's fair.
Geopolitics, I'm proud. But it's interesting. It's a very, very interesting like concept.
Absolutely.
Do you think we'd ever achieve it?
Okay, so I think we could, but the main issue stopping any form of revolution from happening is leftist infighting, because the communists can't agree with the anarchists, and the anarchists can't agree with the communists, because, okay, communism...
I would disagree on... this is something I've thought about, of if we were to... We just jumped off the diving board into the deep end on politics, but I think the only thing that's preventing an actual like revolution is not any one side like arguing with itself or the other side.
Right.
I think it's the individual is so comfortable in their own life
that's another major part of it,
that they wouldn't give up, like being ruled by a shitty government. They wouldn't give that up to overthrow and have like the uncertainty of like being safe.
Absolutely. But as I was saying, with leftists, it's not so much. It's kind of a thing in the rightists, but not really, because generally right-wingers mostly are just sort of on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
But with leftists, anarchism and communism are so far from each other, because with communism, you always get led to a strong authoritarian government. And anarchists see that and just think, fuck no.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
And like I said, with rightists, we have like obviously fascists and other forms of fascism, and then there's like below that we have the ANCAPs, the anarcho-capitalists, who believe like government shouldn't run everything, money should.
Mm-hmm.
The economy should run everything. And but they're both still sort of on the same page in terms of like beliefs in a sense.
In like strict anarchism, where does capitalism fall? Like what is the economic like
anarchism? True anarchism has no capitalism, because capitalism at its roots is a system that allows a lot of discrimination to fly, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because for capitalism to thrive, you have to have colonialism. And colonialism
you have it like a government. Like
well, colonialism is like basically taking advantage of other places.
Yeah.
And that's just not... Anarchism isn't about that.
So what is like? Is there an economic system of like
a staple economic system that anarchists point to?
There's a lot of different forms of anarchism. Like I mentioned earlier, there's anarcho-capitalism, which a lot of anarchists don't consider true anarchism.
Yeah.
Because anarchism is the abolishment of all unjust hierarchies, and capitalism, it just allows unjust hierarchies to fucking prosper. And, there's anarcho-communism, which is what I'd probably consider myself. An anarcho-communist, where basically the wealth is shared, and then there's other branches like anarcho-mutualism, which I'm not completely educated on, but I think it's somewhat like anarcho-communism. And there's a lot of different branches of anarchism, like there's anarcho-nihilism, which is basically when you hear anarchy, when the average person hears anarchy, they imagine anarcho-nihilism.
Which is where, like, everyone is just off the wall.
Yeah, just shit. Fucking running around murdering people.
Yeah, like the cavemen. The cavemen were... that's what they believed in.
Perhaps. But, yeah.
The good days, I miss it.
About 10,000 years ago.
Even with anarchists, there's a lot of disagreement, because then there's, like, anarcho-pacifists who believe that anarchy should be achieved through pacifism, which isn't gonna fucking happen.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
See, I myself am a bit of a pacifist, but like that does make sense. Where like nothing's gonna get done unless someone is taking action.
You can't vote change.
I saw a meme or a political meme. I don't know if you might have shared it or something, but it was just someone saying if you could make change through voting would be illegal or something like that.
Yeah, I put that on Instagram. That's a quote from Anarchist Emma Goldman.
Yeah, that hottie, damn. I would kiss her. Consensually, of course.
Good luck, she's dead.
I can find a way.
Okay, but yeah.
Board to ask for her permission.
Yes.
Yeah, there's already a yes thing on there.
I just say,
Emma, go straight to it.
Yeah, Emma, can I kiss you?
Can I kiss your skeleton?
And then, like, I would have y'all recorded, of course, so I could like show the authorities when I dig up her body.
Yeah.
I would be like, look,
officer.
Yeah.
It's right here.
I said, is this Emma? It said yes. I said, can I dig up your body and kiss it? She said yes. I said, am I hot? She said, yes. So, continue.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Voting and change.
Voting. You can't vote change, really. Especially in America, where our two parties are both right-wing. We have the right-wing conservatives, who are more far-right than the liberals, but we have the Democratic Party, which is mostly full of center-rightists. They're not straight up far right, but they're pretty center right. Mm-hmm. And there's and especially with the Democrats, there's such a strong issue with centrism that it doesn't allow change.
Yeah.
We need change, and you can't achieve that through centrism. And obviously, the conservatives are certainly not bringing any positive change.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a very good political session. I actually had in the notebook. Was there anything else you wanted to cover?
Not right now.
Okay, cool. Jackson said that you might have a lot to say on the Manson family.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was going through the little notebook on the last episode, I was like, oh yeah, or maybe it was outside of the podcast, but I was like, yeah, I wrote down the Manson family, and Jackson was like, yeah, say that.
Well, I don't know if I have a lot to say on the Manson family, but I think Charles Manson's a really interesting guy.
Have you seen that video of him dancing?
Just a few videos of him dancing.
He's pretty good, dude.
He's an interesting fellow.
I think he might have been able to sway me with those dance moves.
Oh yeah, he wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah, didn't he write some of the songs for the Beach Boys?
Did he?
Huh?
Except for Nickelback.
Yeah, but that was like while he was in jail. No,
Charles Manson wrote "Hey Jude" for the Beatles.
He wrote wrote Stairway to Heaven for Led Zeppelin.
But
No, apparently there was like controversy where he was mad at one of the members for the Beach Boys because they took credit for a song he wrote.
Really?
And I can't remember what song it was, but it just doesn't make any sense for me to visualize him writing any of the songs that I've heard by them.
yeah, that's fascinating. I've actually never heard that. But yeah, Manson, like I said, I don't think I have a lot to say about him or his family, quote unquote.
Yeah.
His mother, his father.
His cousins. Charles is your cousin. Let's go bowling. No, yeah, he had a lot to say about a lot of things, especially like our government and just the whole world that I found really fascinating.
He was a very opinionated man.
He certainly was. He had this.
He felt like you should kill a couple people.
He didn't kill anyone.
Well, he have people kill people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not justifying. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
But yeah, he had this viewpoint of where like I'm God, you're God, which I always found really fascinating.
Yeah.
Like everything around us is God, and I find that really fascinating.
Did you know that he has been married and divorced several times while he's been in prison?
Manson.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
He has had several different wives throughout his time in jail.
He's quite the ladies' man.
Oh,
He is,
yeah.
dude. I imagine he has plenty of conjugal visits where.
Well, he's dead.
Oh, what is he?
He died in 2017. Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he's alive. He's still
I would
fucking.
trust him on that.
No, I feel like I would have heard about that. Damn.
Manson died in 2017.
Rest in peace.
Mandela effect, yo.
Yeah. No, we're gonna hear that he died
And next week,
Yeah.
no, after we finish the podcast, we're going to get Taco Bell the radio. Charles Manson has been found dead, beaten to death by a cellmate.
By his wife. It's not worth their
Charles Manson was put in a cell with the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski.
Who is Kaczynski's dead?
Ted Kaczynski's alive?
No way.
Yeah, he is.
Look,
Man.
all these crazy people.
Man, we need history classes to educate us on all of these terrible
That's
people.
actually, this leads me to another thing I want to talk about now that I brought up Ted Kaczynski. I've not read his entire manifesto. I've
Do
read
not
parts of it.
justify what he does.
No, I'm not justifying what he does. I want to talk about anarcho-primitivism.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So there's this, I'm not one, trust me. But there's this really
The
interesting,
cavemen.
Yeah.
there's this really interesting anarchistic belief system called anarcho-primitivism that basically believes we need to return to just the fucking Stone Age.
Yeah.
But
What's that mean? Reject humanity.
become monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Embrace monkey.
Ted Kaczynski, he said, the Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Which I think eventually he'll be right. Well, he is right.
Yeah,
when he says
you could
that.
agree with. I think anyone could agree with that if they look at it
Like
from the angle he's saying.
The Industrial Revolution certainly wasn't all bad, but what it's leading to, I think
It's leading to us being those people in Wall-E where they're in the chairs.
Yeah, I think...
go
ahead.
Okay.
Before we continue, I wanted to mention that the quote you told me yesterday when we were listening to The Stage by Avenged Sevenfold, and the music video is this play basically going through history, and it starts with this caveman walking through this deserted frozen scape, and that's how it ends with a big nuclear war, and shows the
then
caveman.
it hovers up
It shows the
everything
Grim
resets.
Reaper on the.
But it shows a bunch of world leaders. It shows a puppet of that looks like Hillary Clinton.
Does it? I know it
Yeah.
has Stalin. I'm fairly certain.
There's one that
Stalin.
I don't know if it's supposed to be her, but goddamn it looks like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
But in other I assume are supposed to be world leaders, and then it goes up even more, and it shows the Grim Reaper holding their thing.
But Jackson made a quote where
I think something came out because I think I'm good now. You said I don't know what the
I know not what World War III will be fought.
Oh, the Einstein quote.
Yeah,
I know not what World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Thank
Exactly.
you for cutting me off halfway through my quote.
I'm sorry.
But
My bad.
No, I'm just joking.
that was the exact quote he had, and
Yeah.
he said it halfway through the music video, and it ended up being what the music video was leading to.
Right.
And that is kind of what you were going towards ish.
Sort of, but like, and there's different branches of anarcho-primitivism, not branches, but like different extents of it. There's some that believe we need to like return to like pre-industrial revolution. And then there's some that believe we need to return to a time where we don't even have agriculture. And we just all, like the whole hunter-gatherer mindset.
Yeah.
And it's really fascinating.
I just think it's funny that that's actually a quote by Einstein, because it's very common practice for me to just say some dumb shit and then attribute that as a quote to Einstein.
Really?
Yeah.
I think yesterday you didn't say it was Einstein. I think you just said a friend said it or something.
Yeah, I was like, this quote by some guy that's smarter than me.
Yeah. Einstein.
Yeah, to be fair, he probably was smarter than me.
No.
To be fair, I mean, look,
Okay, Einstein was smart, but nowadays anyone can be just as smart as him by like
YouTube.
yeah, you know,
I think that's true, because
Okay, well-
Einstein was able to generate new ideas, which not everyone can do.
Yeah, he was creative.
yeah. Anyone can know the things he knew with like the click of a button.
By studying it.
Yeah. Like any theory that he had or proved, you could look it up and like.
okay, I don't know how to word this, but like
Anyone can play catch up.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. And then I think that adds to like the perpetual growth of our like industrialism or just advancement as a society, which wouldn't have been able to be done. Like it would have taken much longer 100 years ago for I don't know where I'm going.
See, that's the funny thing, though. It's like almost a case of survivorship bias, where I'm sure we had a huge burst in like intellectualism as soon as we like invented writing, but that's before that is prehistory. We don't know what it was like.
Exactly.
So it could have taken us like
Other than like cave paintings and stuff.
yeah, like
And like hieroglyphs.
I was thinking about cave paintings earlier. Cave paintings predate hieroglyphs, right? Like
Yeah.
they're like
So-
way older. Why were there no fucking like Da Vinci's in the caveman era? Like there were some good artists, but like they were all like they all depict the same stuff.
Well, I would assume because
It was simple. You had fire, you had meat,
You had fire, you had
and you were damn happy about it.
yeah. I guess I can't be complaining. I mean,
Yeah.
the mind was so much more simplistic at that time. Which I'm not saying there's been like a major evolution in terms of like the mind from then and now, but there certainly has been like, I guess, a creativity growth in a sense.
yeah,
But,
for sure.
And then also there's the fact that over time a lot of that has had wear, where it's not like completely as it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, but humanity has definitely rewarded creativity
yeah.
to a huge extent. Like whether it's art or like inventions, engineering, things like that. Like, you know, everyone knows who Henry Ford was.
Everyone knows who
Henry Ford?
Who
Mr. Eiffel was.
Mr. iPhone?
Mr. Eiffel?
Mr. iPhone?
Eiffel?
Steve Jobs?
Eiffel, the dude that made the tower.
Yeah, I know.
Idiot.
But I believe you meant to say Mr. iPhone.
You mean Steve Jobs built the Eiffel Tower?
Mr. Eiffel did the iPhone.
He did the iPad.
See,
He built the
but
Great Wall of China.
how many people, like, when you say, oh, the maker of, like, the dude who made Apple, how many people do you think would be like, oh, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No one.
No one.
Even if you ask me that question and me knowing the basis of how Apple started.
Like you knowing Wozniak exists.
And knowing he made the Apple II and everything.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Just because he got the short end of the stick,
Yeah,
quite frankly.
Steve Jobs' entire career is mostly taking credit for work that other people did.
That's a quote from Epic Rap Battles
It is.
History.
Yeah, it is. I thought about that as soon as I said it.
He was a really good salesman. Like, that much.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
He was very good at talking to people.
He had the face, whereas Wozniak had the brains.
Yeah, and he was actually really terrible one-on-one. Like, I heard, like, he was just a dickhead to, like, everyone. But talking to groups, he knew how to do that.
Yeah. He was a good presenter.
Yeah.
And then also, Thomas Edison and Tesla.
Yeah.
But I think that's a whole different thing, whereas Edison was, like, out to just fucking silence Tesla. I think the way it worked was he saw him as, like, his prime competitor, and he wanted nothing more than for him to fail.
Yeah.
Like Tesla, Edison didn't invent the light bulb, but he is credited as inventing the light bulb.
He invented the first...
long-lasting filament.
Yeah.
But prior to that, like...
He definitely improved upon it, but he didn't invent it in any way.
But if you asked, hey, who invented the light bulb?
Thomas Edison.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, well, you don't see people driving around Edisons these days. So.
yeah. But, see, I bet you there was... You know who was behind Henry Ford?
Who's that?
Me.
I was going to say his mom, but, you know.
How so?
Without Henry Ford's mom, we wouldn't have Henry Ford, so...
I guess so, but, like...
Who do you think bought Henry Ford the little Matchbox cars that he played with?
Say that about anyone.
That gave him the idea.
If we didn't have your mom, we wouldn't have this podcast.
That's true.
I do it myself.
Without your mom.
I don't need her.
See, the world is... It was National Women's Day, like, 2 days ago, so...
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Everyone thank your moms.
Yeah, thank your moms, guys.
Oh, that's too political. We shouldn't talk about National
My
Women's
bad.
Day.
Don't thank your moms.
That's too political. We were just talking about anarchism.
Yeah. No,
I was quiet that entire discussion. I don't know if y'all noticed.
I was saying, Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
See, yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed the last podcast, Jackson, you didn't listen to it at all, did you?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I listened to it like 3 times, I think. 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I listened to 3/4 of it.
Yeah. I noticed I say, but yeah, like, consistently, like, from beginning to end. It's just, if a thought is going through my head and it like, stops halfway through, I just use that to go, yeah.
I feel bad just, like, hearing something you say and just being like, yeah. Because that's, like, the same thing Ela does on the three podcasts.
Yeah, you're not, like, adding much to the conversation, but...
Just like now.
Yeah.
It's just such a natural thing to do.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not alone in doing it.
Yeah, because he just did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think it's definitely something, like, I'll probably end up growing out of the but yeah, because it's something I'm conscious of now. After, like, listening to the podcast so much and seeing the little, like, idiosyncrasies that I have throughout the podcast, that I want to work my way out of those to produce a better podcast. But I don't think there's anything wrong with me going on a spiel and you going, like
I get it.
Yeah, you're just like reassuring me that I'm making sense.
I'm not falling asleep over here.
Yeah. Whereas, like, I might be on my phone and not listening. So if you might be talking and
yeah, whatever. Keep on talking.
Like, you know, I'm obviously not paying attention.
Yeah. You want something cool?
What's up?
I was watching this Vsauce video, and he had this chart from... It was a long time ago. It was like the 1940s or something to present day, with a bunch of words, and when they went in and out of style, just words that meant cool. You had hip, jive, tubular, ill, I think. Yeah.
Ill was like the 90s.
Yeah, and dope, things like that.
Yeah.
And cool is the only one that has survived.
I still say dope.
Yeah, dope. But I mean, like,
there will be different like groups of months where I found myself saying groovy. Like,
really?
Like, every so often someone will say something and be like, groovy.
You know what's one that I really wish we bring back?
What?
Boss.
That's boss,
dude.
Well, I feel like the whole everyone doesn't have to bring it back for you say, like, and I feel like there's certain communities that are still keeping some of those words alive. Like, the entire stoner community still says dope.
Yeah.
But I feel like if someone showed me something, I was like, "That's boss, dude." They'd be like, "What the fuck did you?"
That's like early 2000s, like 2010s, right? Like, that's when I remember, like, I would say it.
I think it was used. I mean, not like a boss, like the stupid.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. But like, that is so boss.
Yeah, I think it was a thing I could be wrong, but I remember seeing it was popular in like the 80s and stuff.
Interesting. I know when I was in elementary school, we said boss.
Like a boss.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like a boss. Like just saying like that's boss. But at the same time, I think everything comes in and out, but doesn't stay. Like it's not the big thing. Like rad. Like
Yeah.
I could list so many words for cool, but it's just because I don't want to always say cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like groovy. Just sounds like it just rolls off the tongue.
Hip. Yeah.
Hip will never be cool again.
Maybe.
I don't think anyone will be ever been. I don't think anyone will ever say, "Yo, bro, those J's pretty hip."
We're bringing it back.
I think you just need someone who says it ironically at least, and like,
That's how it comes back.
Yeah.
It comes back
Little
through
bro.
irony.
yeah, it's like Doge memes. Speaking of which, let's
Big,
talk about that.
Big Iron.
Oh, Big Iron?
Big Iron, the Doge song.
Yeah.
Uh,
I want to go and share my opinion really
You've
quick.
expressed.
Yeah.
you've hated Doge for
Yeah.
as long as I've known
Never
you.
liked it. It was never funny, not even back in like 2008 or whatever. It was always dreadful, and when people brought it back, it was even worse.
We had a mutual friend that unironically loved it.
Yes.
And I know you expressed several times that like you were
I was
just
like, you are going to regret this.
yeah,
You're not going to look back fondly on this. You can't change your Steam username, my guy. You
yeah.
can change your profile name, but like,
Is it his username?
I'm sure it is.
That's stupid.
Who's the friend? Do I know?
Axel.
Oh, Axel. Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. I was thinking about it because there were several times in the first episode where you mentioned, you mentioned Matthew, you mentioned Gabe, you mentioned several people, but
I
then
get name dropped a few times.
Yeah.
He got name dropped twice.
there are several people that like you won't, which is weird because you like it didn't make sense why you would say some but not others.
When I did say someone's name, it was only because I couldn't catch myself in time.
Mm-hmm.
And, I would hate to say someone's name and then be like, dude, that, I would
The 100
appreciate if
people
you
that-
didn't do that.
Yeah, the 100 people that watched our episode now know.
I mean, like,
I think as long as we don't say full name, it's kind of ambiguous who we're
yeah.
like actually referring to. Like we know, and so it'll work for us telling the story. But
Yeah, I would prefer to use fake names from now on, honestly.
yeah,
I've thought about that because I know there are a few stories.
such as like any that we talk about the thrift store, we're probably gonna have to make a list of fake names.
Yeah. We just have like a chart and we just like point to a big stick with like
Yeah.
correlating names.
Well, Randy is Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
Gerald is.
Geraldine.
we gender bend a few people. So one of the comments on the YouTube upload was my dad saying he was going to delete you.
Yes, he said. I didn't delete his comment though.
Yeah,
So
you're not going to get deleted.
yeah, I'm abiding by our contract.
But I just think it's really funny that it was so ominous, and he probably didn't think about it like that. But
Jackson, if he deletes my comment,
I'll delete him. Dude, I bet you he would love to be on here.
hey, I'm all for it, dude.
There are a few things that he wants me to talk about on an episode, like he listens to a lot of like true crime and like conspiracy theories, and
Yeah.
he listens to those kinds. Do you like conspiracy
Yeah, I
theories?
do. I'm a big conspiracy guy.
We can have a conspiracy.
Let's talk
theory.
conspiracy theories.
Let's avoid some big ones that are like
Big ones like 9/11.
9/11.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
It's not-
Alex Jones.
Oh,
There's chemicals in the
chemicals
water.
in the frog.
The chemicals in the water is turning the frogs into
Homosexual.
I didn't want to say it. I was trying to think of something
Correct.
else to say.
Politically correct Alex Jones.
Yeah,
PC.
that'd be a good character.
He's sitting there like tapping his foot, trying to think about a way to phrase what he's
The Democrats, Bernie Sanders.
the globalists.
We need to have him on here.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I wonder what day I'll do my Bernie voice.
Do it now.
Do it now.
I
Hey,
won't.
okay, I'll be politically correct, Alex Jones. You be Jackson Bernie.
Jackson Bernie. That's
I'll be Joe Biden.
Topical. Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson Burns. How much is Mario Tennis Aces?
The simple answer to that question is $38.99.
I'm already low on funds right now. Will you buy it for me?
Maybe if you'd stop huffing paint in your dad's shed, you'd have enough money to buy your Switch game you want.
But Bernie, you're rich, aren't you? How do you feel about that meme?
You sound like Rick Sanchez.
Rick Sanchez is my Alex Jones. How do you feel about the...
Morty, the chemicals in the water are turning the frogs gay, Morty.
I hate Rick and Morty.
Do you?
Like, it's funny, but like
it just makes me sad.
I hate the people. I hate the fans.
The fan base.
Because it's a great show. The fan base are just full of...
There's a lot of communities like that. Where
like JoJo. I am a
like
huge...
any like anime or TV show or it's especially game.
Yeah.
It's very prominent in video games.
Sonic.
Undertale.
Undertale was the one I thought of.
Yeah.
There's the communities just
I think
make you at some points ashamed to enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's the like few that people actually see that like
the vocal minority.
Yeah, the vocal minority make that entire community look like that's everyone.
Yeah.
Like JoJo fans are, a lot of them are just super annoying and will like shove it down your throat. And I was that guy for a while. I cannot tell you how many people I suggested JoJo to and got them to watch it, and a lot of them ended up liking it.
Can I talk about Dream?
Dream the speedrunner guy?
Can I talk about Dream? His fan base?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got things to say. So, there's a Minecraft Twitch streamer, and I guess
think
YouTuber.
People know who Dream is.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
He's kind of small, so...
he's kind of small. He's got like 3
subs.
Anyways, his community and the whole Dream SMP community, all of like the streamers or whatever who participate in that.
I can't even remember their names.
There's like Tommy in it, and then Wilbur Suit.
Wilbur Suit. Yeah, I actually like him. He's
I
kind of
can't
funny.
stand him.
I've seen. I went through a phase where I was watching a few of his videos.
Those guys and their communities are the most angering shit I've ever dealt with in my fucking life.
It's like you just see it, and like it doesn't take much, but it gets you like just.
If you can't say a bad thing about them, and you just get fucking harassed all day on Twitter.
Which that's like that's most like e-celebs. They will have an army of 9-year-olds.
It's that vocal minority. I'm sure most of the people who watch them don't care, and they're like, cool, you have your opinion. But there's like the vocal minority, like they'll defend him to their grave, and they literally dedicate their entire life to this motherfucker who doesn't even know their name.
And like, that was the big thing with PewDiePie, and that's why everyone hated him when he was like rising, when he was still like not number one and was like untouchable.
Yeah.
When he was like doing his Amnesia gameplays.
It was just a dude screaming.
Yeah, I never watched him, but I remember like all the people that would be like, there was half the people that was like, he's shit, like I don't know why anyone watches him, he just screams. And then there are the other people that like
no, he's funny.
They would die on that hill. They'd be like, no, like he's the greatest man to ever be born. But he's a really good guy. He's rich now, so
I don't like his videos still.
Yeah,
I've never been a fan.
Yeah, I've gone through different phases where I'll like get into it and I'll watch a few videos and then I'll fall right back out of it. Like,
have you seen any of Dream's Manhunt videos? Like just
I watched 2 or 3 of them.
Weren't they faked?
There was one where he was in the Nether and he happened to have like fire resistance and got knocked into the like lava lake and survived, and they're like, oh, how is he not dead? How is he not dead? But he had like made fire resistance potions and wasn't dying. So I was like the chances of that are so slim. Like, it's really entertaining. It's really good content, but I was like, there's a pretty high chance that was staged.
Yeah, like my best summary for it and why I don't enjoy it is because about 80% of the time you hear one of them just going, oh, Dream, the entire fucking video. Like, shut the fuck up. Actually, say something else. Yeah. I cannot stand that series. And I am convinced that anyone who enjoys it might be deaf. There's a chance.
They turn on subtitles and just say, "Hey."
That's how I feel about Dream SMP. I turned in.
What
saw,
does SMP mean?
Survival multiplayer.
Okay.
And I think it was either Tommy Innit or Wilbur Soup, one of them. I clicked on a link to their Twitch that I saw on Twitter. I go in, the first thing I hear is, "Oh, go, yeah, oh, yo," and I'm like, what the fuck? How can anyone listen to this absolute fucking horse shit? It makes me want to fucking claw my eardrums out.
Yeah.
It's just, the only people I could see being entertained by this are 8-year-olds.
Yeah. Stampy, dude. It's the new Stampy.
He rose and he fell. There's so many people.
Most original Minecraft YouTubers fell. I can't really think of any.
Sky Does Minecraft.
I was about to say Sky Does Minecraft.
I used to be a huge Sky Does Minecraft fan. I preferred guys like Sky over guys like Dan and TDM and Stampy because I was an edgy little shit.
Yeah.
And guys like Stampy and Dan and TDM, I feel like they were trying so hard
to
be fake, not be true to who they actually are, just so they can market towards those kids. And I get that. You need to make money, and the kids need to have.
Dan TDM had like his own like toy lines and shit. Like, dude went.
I think Stampy does as well. I could be wrong,
yeah.
but I think he does. I know Dan does, but I was always more geared towards guys like Sky Does Minecraft because they weren't afraid to be edgy.
They were just dudes hanging out,
having fun,
yeah.
And eventually, around I'd say, Sky quit doing Minecraft. I think in like 2016,
that sounds right.
Somewhere around then, and. Around that time, before he quit, you could tell it got to the point where he was only doing it for the money.
Yeah.
And he lost his passion.
Yeah.
But even now, I can go back to Sky's old videos when he was first doing mod showcases and survival games with Team Crafted and all that shit, and I can still get a lot of enjoyment out of that.
Did you ever watch, there were these two guys, Skitscape and Dan was the name of the other guy.
I know Skitscape by name, but I've never watched him.
Him and Dan had the best Minecraft videos, and a lot of their stuff is still up, but some of it is deleted. Mm-hmm. And they had this one video series that they only did for 3 or 4 episodes, but it was Art Wednesdays or something like that, where they would take, and all of the videos are deleted. I cannot find these videos, but they would take, I think they did Dora, SpongeBob, and a few other characters, but they would draw it in these, their own really fucking weird, art styles. Uh-huh. And they were, some of the funniest things I'd ever seen. But Skitscape and Dan something. I keep wanting to say Dan's News, but he was one of the creatures. But, yeah, that is a fantastic, classic Minecrafter. But he had a really good server that I loved to play on.
Waking up mac and cheese.
She's sleeping.
Yeah, a lot of the old Minecraft YouTubers, Sky Does Minecraft, Deadlocks, Ant Venom. I think Ant Venom's still making Minecraft content.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
He was doing it with Carson and all them. Him and Carson were doing a lot of things together.
Were they?
Yeah.
I know that Ant Venom was on Carson's SMP because he had that little banter with Jay Schlatt.
Mm-hmm. You sound like you're talking about Epstein. Being with all these people.
You want to talk about Epstein?
No, let's steer away.
Well, actually, I
can talk about Epstein.
I have quite a bit to say about Epstein.
As do I.
No, it's not.
Well, yeah, we'll leave that off record. No, me and Jackson were talking yesterday. Whenever we have a few hundred consistent listeners, we're gonna start a Minecraft server.
Really?
Yeah, but a public server, not an SMP.
Right.
Because I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And just to have a way to interact with people other than comments and such.
I think it would be cool to feature one random person in
in episodes.
Yeah.
I thought about that too. Where on down the line,
server players.
Yeah.
Server players, just random fans and stuff.
Yeah. We don't do anything live, so if they decide to be a dickhead and just start spouting racial slurs, it's just okay, you wasted your chance, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, we cut them, banned them from.
Discord or whatever.
Yeah, wherever we got them in from.
It's not like they're going to sneak anything in.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. We can
Morse code.
Yeah, and if that was like our only like the only person we had lined up,
Right.
me and Jackson could just do our own episode.
Yeah.
Like, we could even tell a story about how some fuckhead tried to ruin an episode, and
Absolutely.
yeah. But I know we've got. I mentioned it in the pilot, but we've got like a list of like our personal friends that we just want to have on.
Yeah.
And
Right.
fuck around with. It makes it easier. Like, we barely touched the notebook, so like that helps me on just coming up with ideas for like mine and Jackson's episodes,
Right.
which you aren't even supposed to be on until next week.
Yeah, I was just with Jackson today.
Yeah.
Which that doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Like having another voice, another opinion
Yeah.
is nice. I like it.
Mhm.
So many people you meet in South California, dude.
Yeah. We got I'm hoping to have Marcos on, but I'm not sure how we're gonna record over Discord. I imagine we'll have to run like OBS or something. But
Yeah.
onto an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Rather than talking about recording software and such. Oh yeah, you want to?
I'll let you grab one.
Okay.
Y'all can go through it together.
There's actually something I personally want to talk about, but I don't know what's on the list. I want to talk about astrology.
Okay, yeah. I'm fine to shit on it if you want.
Okay. So, my primary... Obviously, astrology is bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Anyone who knows anything about anything can figure that out.
Yeah.
Which is what you would think. But there's so many people who buy into this bizarre pseudoscience.
Yeah.
And my something that I find really fascinating is there's so many atheists who turn away from religions like Christianity and Islam or any religions really.
Yeah. The two big ones:
Yeah.
Judaism, Catholicism.
Catholicism. Yeah.
Buddhism isn't a religion.
Buddhism is not a religion because
It's just an idea.
there's
set.
some people. It's a philosophy.
Yeah.
There's some people who see Buddha as a god, but most Buddhists are secular Buddhists. They don't see Buddha as a god.
Yeah.
They see him as a teacher.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of atheists who turn away from those religions in favor of science, who still believe in astrology.
That just doesn't add up.
It doesn't, because here, so you can point at religion and say, that's a pseudoscience, science proves it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turn to astrology and think, it makes sense!
Yeah.
I was born in January, so I'm
defined by this.
I'm defined by this. I'm defined by this vague term that can apply to people born in fucking December.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to only apply to me.
Yeah.
But the things are vague enough to where they can apply to most people.
So what you're saying is this girl on Snapchat isn't my future wife because Snapchat says so?
She's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah. See, like I know what my zodiac sign is, but like I don't care.
I know mine. I'm a Libra.
Dude, they're gonna figure out when you were born. You
I
just
don't care.
doxed yourself.
I don't care.
Astrologists are coming after you now.
Astrologists. Fuck. No. But yeah. They turn away from religion because
and they mock it.
in favor of science. Yeah, and then they point at anti-vaxxers and say you're a science denier. I'm not defending anti-vaxxers. If you're an anti-vaxxer, you're a fucking idiot.
Dude, I was talking to one of my ex-girlfriends the other day. We were just chatting, and she mentioned she's actually married, and she was talking about how
dangerous it is to vaccinate.
How she wasn't going to vaccinate her kids, and I was like, really? She's like, yeah, you should read up on it.
God.
And I was like, yeah, I'll read up on it, and I have not touched the topic.
There's this thing on Reddit, it came from Facebook, of this woman that was like, hey, I'm trying to write a paper in college about how you shouldn't vaccinate your kids, and I can't find any scholarly sources. Do you think that you guys could help me? And then someone responded like, I think that's a pretty good sign. You should reevaluate your perspective on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like as I was saying, they point at anti-vaxxers and say, you're a science denier. They'll point at flat earthers and say, you are a science denier. They point at astrology and say, oh,
why not?
Sure. And they don't try to use science to prove it, because they use pseudosciences to prove it. And it just doesn't make any sense.
Do y'all hear that?
TV?
No, it was like static almost. It might have been. I don't know if it was just my cord or whatever, but
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, there's.
It's interesting where people draw lines and
they cherry pick a lot.
Exactly. Well, I think you can find anyone and anyone will cherry pick like
Something.
anything. Yeah.
Right.
Like they will make concessions.
Mhm.
Confirmation bias.
Right.
Yeah.
In a sense. But,
Yeah.
like, I'm not... If you want to believe in astrology, that's cool. It's interesting.
Yeah, like, I don't care what anyone believes. I'm not going to, like, force what I think down anyone's throat. I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. I don't
Right.
care.
But with astrology, it's just so... Some people, like, base their whole life around it.
Yeah.
And if you're not this sign, I can't be with you. If you're not this sign, we're not compatible in any way. That sign and this sign over here that you think you're compatible with, there's no fucking difference between them. They were born in different months. Not to mention the fact that different months, these are man-made concepts.
Yeah.
We created the month system. Humans created the calendar.
Calendar.
It doesn't make sense.
I preferred the Caesarian calendar.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Augustus.
And
Augustus.
but like there's something with the Earth where it like shifts over time.
Are you talking about like Pangea?
No, not continental drift. The tilt of Earth.
Right. It's at like a degree.
To where over like thousands of years or whatever, it sort of shifts slightly.
Oh yeah. So like the way the stars are in the sky
Exactly.
change.
So if you were
1,000 years ago, they were not exactly the same as they are
exactly.
now. Yeah.
So let's say you're a
That's a good point.
let's say you're a Scorpio.
Yeah.
You think you're a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Because a philosopher whatever years ago said you were. You're probably not a Scorpio. You think you are because of what that philosopher says.
You just
But
fucking destroyed.
you might think you are, but you're not most likely because of the way the Earth shifts.
Yeah, you destroyed astrologists.
I've wanted a platform to talk about this for a very long time, and I'm very happy you guys could have me on.
I wonder what our fans are going to think about how...
If you are into astrology, I would like to apologize. We still love you.
Yeah, I was going to say... we should probably preface the episode with, like...
I'm just a bit bitter.
What a trigger warning.
No, it's like...
If you are
I think if you listen to us, I think at some points we're going to say shit that is going to turn people off. I don't know how much we actually care.
If you are a political centrist or you believe in astrology, be careful watching this episode.
This one episode.
Because we're saying that like 50
or
minutes
any
in.
future episode with me on it.
Yeah. No, I think, like, whatever we talk about, there will be, like... There's no way we're not going to say some controversial shit in the future. But, like, to certain people. Like, with the environment that we live in now... It's hard to say anything and not offend at least a few people.
Well, yeah, we have this whole cancel culture thing where a lot of... I'm not going to go into it because...
Hand me that. I know we should somewhat avoid cancel culture, but I actually wrote something down in the notebook about it that I wanted to touch on. Oh, yeah. I remember now. Go ahead, though.
We have this whole cancel culture thing. Like I said, I don't want to go crazy into it because everyone has. Yeah. Every podcaster, every, like... comedian, every whatever has talked about cancel culture and talked about how people can't take a joke anymore. Yeah. So it's run its course, the whole like complaining about it. We just have to kind of accept it, that it's here to stay.
Which, like, 15 years ago, it wouldn't have been a thing. Like, comedy was comedy. Like, you could say anything with correct intent and context as we
exactly. Obviously, I don't think you should go around throwing slurs at people.
Oh, yeah.
If you do that, fuck you. You're just a dick.
Yeah, you're malicious. We talked about Kramer.
Yeah.
Kramer was just a malicious dickhead. Like,
he's just fed up.
Yeah.
And, like, he just made some really poor decisions.
Yeah. But like I said, if you do that, you're not being censored. If someone makes you stop saying that shit, you're not being censored. Well, I mean, I guess by definition you would be, but like, rightfully so.
Yeah, like there are definitely boundaries where like, it's okay for cancel culture to exist to cancel people that are like actually malicious, people that are going out and like looking to either cause issues or cause harm to others.
It's like that saying, it's like your rights end where someone else's begin.
Yeah,
right.
Okay, in the notebook I put if cancel culture were to exist. Like, if it were as big of a thing as it is now, back in the days of, say, JFK, or, say, like, Genghis Khan.
Well, you can argue, Richard Nixon was canceled.
Something I'd like to add is
say like it was defined, it was a thing. There was a big movement
It's like stands, like
Well, something I'd like to add is like I'm not entirely positive, but there's a large possibility that people have always had this behavior, but only now they have a platform for it.
that's just herd mentality.
Yeah.
That's like the Salem witch hunt.
And
Exactly.
They think that if I do this on Twitter or I do this on whatever social media platform,
it will get out there and be heard.
Well, not only that, but like they won't. I'm behind a screen.
Yeah.
So
there's
I'm
a sense
protected.
of, ambiguity.
Exactly.
Look, I definitely think cancel culture has its place.
Right.
Like there are assholes who abuse power that they have, who take advantage of like fans and stuff. Like many YouTubers have done it. Like it's a big problem, and I think that's a great place for it. But like canceling like certain comedians based off jokes they made like years ago.
Yeah.
Like they tried to cancel Kevin Hart over something.
He said he made, I think, a homophobic joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Who did?
Kevin Hart. Like
he
made it like 20 years ago or something. Maybe not 20, but it was a long ass time ago. And he was hosting some award show. Maybe like the Oscars.
Yeah, and they were like, no, we can't have him.
Yeah, because of a joke he made a long time ago. And
that's just taking someone. People changed. In 20 years, there's no way Kevin Hart's some homophobic dude now. Like especially with the society we live in.
Well, he certainly could be, but I don't think he is, and I don't think he was then.
Yeah, it was a joke.
And I'm saying this as someone who is gay.
Yeah.
And I don't think he should have been canceled for that.
He obviously wasn't. The dude's still doing everything.
He's doing great. But a lot of this cancel culture thing isn't people who are actually a part of the targeted community. A lot of it is just like these white motherfuckers who want a white knight for other people. Which, I mean, sure, defend other people, that's fine. But don't get offended for them.
I actually have a pretty good story about this.
Let me say two things. First, I was actually the podcast I listen to a lot, Sleepycast. They were actually talking about this back in like 2015 or 2016, before it was a huge thing, where people basically don't have any like danger in their life. Like their basic survival instincts have gotten to the point where like everything's handed to them, that they have to make up issues for themselves, and if not themselves, other people. They have to find something to be offended about, something to make a stance on or like push for. And then I was also going to say, apparently people are trying to cancel Eminem for a lot of his early like 90s music.
I
and stuff.
heard about that.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge Eminem guy, so I'm not sure exactly what he's done that's being like attacked.
There's the song it's the one with Rihanna where it's a toxic relationship that he's rapping about, but he says something about like tying her down to the bed and burning the house around her or something.
I know he has one song, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like
Cleaning Out My Closet's pretty controversial.
There's one song
he's talking about killing his
that's,
mom.
like, about like like killing his wife or something.
Yeah, there was a period of time where he fucking trashed Kim Mathers. Like,
yeah, he says Kim in the.
Are you talking about where he's like talking about killing his wife and himself? I think it's Mockingbird.
It's not Mockingbird. I would know the name if I heard it, but it's hardly even a song because like most of it's just fucking yelling.
Is it Rap God?
There's like certain parts of it where he's sort of singing or rapping, whatever.
Yeah.
But most of it's just like fucking screaming screaming at a baby and screaming at Kim.
Yeah.
And like I said, I can't remember the name of the song, but he's letting a lot of fucking anger out in that song.
It's an artistic expression.
Absolutely. And I think if you can't express feeling in an art, then it's not an art. I think art is expressing feeling no matter... It can be anything. It can be like... You've mentioned Twitch streaming being an art, Jackson.
Yeah, we talked about
it. If you're expressing feeling in that, it's absolutely an art.
Yeah. Even to Mad like streaming himself to sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
We are at an hour, but I mean, we can keep going. I mean...
I just wanted to tell the story about how... So we've got a friend, right? Gabe.
Yes.
And he uploaded this meme.
Oh,
Which-
yeah.
The monkey.
Yes, it's a monkey meme. You guys can check it out. Gabriel Landon. You might have come here from there. Who knows? But so he's getting a ton of views, right? And I go on there and I comment, "Pin my comment, you bastard." Now, Gabe is a very good friend of mine. Like, I clearly did not have bad intent to like actually hurt his feelings or anything. He's a friend of mine.
One of your closest.
Yeah, and he sees the comment a few hours later. He says, "There you go," and pins it. He actually responds, "There you go." I go to sleep. I wake up, and I've got 3 new dislikes on my videos. I've got little children going into my comment section going, "Who do you think you are, thinking you call people a bastard?" And I have to go through and respond to all of these like,
He is.
"Why are you white knighting this guy? He made a meme. You don't know him."
He's your personal friend.
Yeah, like, this is my friend that I am joking with. He did not care.
Yeah.
Like,
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people are
it's-
way too quick to jump on others for that.
And
kind of
it's
shit.
weird because like that the video he uploaded is so impersonal. Like he's not tying himself to it at all. It's
Yeah.
literally an upload of a clip from a documentary about a monkey's longest sentence.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing is that I tell this dude, like, I wrote him out like 2 sentences. I was like, "Dude, can you piss off? You do not know him. He's my friend. Settle down." And then Gabe's like, "Yeah, no, he's my friend. I'm not offended." And he's like, "Okay, guys, I can't deal with this. You guys are all being too mean." Like, dude, you came to my fucking video.
Yeah, he came, attacked you. You said it's not like you were obviously not attacking him. You were like, it's nothing. It's we're friends. It's a little jest. Like,
Yeah, 5 fucking words.
Yeah.
In my comment, you bastard.
yeah,
And it's nothing.
and he, I assume Gabe was also like, no, he is my friend. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing there. And so he was like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, it's like, it's absurd, like how people can see my comment where I'm calling my friend a bastard, and then they're so enraged, or they just get like this raging hard justice boner where they have to like go and put my head on a spike over that, like,
Yeah.
or a pike, I guess.
Head on a spike.
Yeah, I mean, railroad spike. I don't know.
That's a- Your head's like 2 inches off the ground. That's so you can spit down at it.
Yeah, because I'm being condescended to because I called my friend a bastard.
That should be a saying. Put your head on a railroad spike.
Hey, maybe.
Let's pin it. Talking about cool.
If you watch to this point in the video,
Comment railroad spike.
comment railroad spike.
But only capitalize the O in road.
Yes, that's the rule.
Yeah.
And again, if you don't do that, then we're deleting your comment and you're being banned from our channel. I'm sorry.
Except for my dad, apparently.
Yeah,
he
except
gets
for-
the pass.
Yeah, Will's dad gets the pass because he threatened to delete me.
Yeah. But no one else can threaten to delete
Yeah, if
Jackson,
you
of
threaten to
course.
delete me, I'm gonna laugh at you.
Jackson, I mean, Colin's just gonna go and comment on the video like ahead of time. So like he just
Keep it private until I can go on there.
Yeah. I think I'll have to talk to you about like this after we end because it's related to the commenting thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if y'all want to go a little longer, I'm down.
I'm cool with that.
Well, how do you feel, Jackson?
I've said pretty much everything I need to say. I told the monkey story.
That's all you came here for.
That's why he's here.
Yeah.
Well, it's been good, guys. I'll catch you all later.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I might not have anything else.
Okay, well,
Dear God, you gave Colin the power.
Yeah, Colin, if you have anything, hit us with it.
I don't off the top. There was a lot I had in mind before this that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But now nothing's coming to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is sometimes. That's why I have the notepad. Is like.
Yeah. One thing I will say, one thing I will say, one thing I
We're from SoCal. Don't worry about it.
we're from SoCal. One thing I will say is we're going back to anarchism.
Mhm.
Is a lot of people see anarchism as rebellion,
Mhm.
and something that I like to think about is anarchism isn't the rebellion. Statism is the true rebellion from what humanity and what beings are supposed to be,
Yeah.
and that is free.
And if you want a less philosophical answer, you could say, like, anarchism involves, like, fighting back in revolution, but it's not what it is.
It's rebelling from the rebellion. Pum, pum, pum.
That's deep, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks,
But-
man.
Yeah.
I put my fingers up to my mouth and pretended as though I were smoking a doobie.
He made the Elon Musk face.
Yeah. Dude, we should have Joe Rogan on.
Did you know that Tesla stock dropped like several percent after it was...
Then it rose. It dropped, but then went higher than it was before.
Really?
Are we still talking about in regards to him smoking weed
Yeah.
on the podcast?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It did drop at first, but then it went higher than it was prior to him being on the podcast.
I remember he got in like hot water sometime for saying he was going to sell shares for $4.20 each, and then like he actually got in legal trouble because of that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. He like goes and like manually edits the price of his stock.
I mean, whoever has it can sell for whatever they want. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, the shareholders, that's their thing. I mean, you're supposed to sell it for a certain price.
Just sell it at the market price.
Yeah, but I mean, like if someone's buying it from you,
Well, you can. I know I don't invest any, but I know you can set like limits on like if it goes so low, buy so much, and if it goes so high, sell so much. So like you basically automate your process of putting in and out.
yeah.
But yeah.
This has been.
I hope people have like actually learned something from this podcast. We had an actual anarchist, so
Yeah.
maybe they
An anarchist philosopher.
maybe they learned something.
A very, very anti-astrologist.
Yeah.
He fucking hates astrologists.
I have to catch myself because sometimes
I don't
wanna say
hate astrologists.
astronomy.
I don't hate astrologists. I
Fucking-
hate astrology, and I don't know if I don't think I hate it. It confuses me because I don't understand how people buy into it so easily, especially after denying other things in favor of scientific evidence. When
Yeah.
there is scientific evidence to back up the fact that astrology is horseshit.
Well, I fully understand. You boys
You
want.
almost said I agree.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I said I agree on anything he said. I think I said, I understand. I hope I did. If not, I retract all my I agrees.
You gotta stay completely unbiased.
Yeah, I'm unbiased. Like, I'm just here to learn. But you
Here
boys
you got a
want
different viewpoint.
Taco Bell?
I want Taco Bell.
Okay, well, we're gonna go get Taco Bell. We're not sponsored, but
One day.
to close us out, Jackson, anything you want to say? Go follow Vestavia Hill Showdown at Twitter.
Yeah, sure. Got a little pat on the back.
Well, isn't the Twitter MD Vestavia Hills?
It is, yeah.
Oh, my bad.
At
Anything else?
MD's Vestavia Hills on Twitter.
Check out the new comment section on our website. I spent like an hour setting it up, so it'd be
Yeah,
cool.
it was a good hour.
Yeah.
Colin, any closing statements?
I don't think so.
Alrighty.
I do want to
don't
say
stop
thank
it
you
yet,
guys.
Jackson.
I do want to say thank you guys for having me on. I had a lot of fun.
Oh,
and
it was a good time.
I had a lot more that I wanted to talk about, but none of it comes to me right now.
We'll have you on in a couple of weeks.
I'm down.
Like depending on how it goes, maybe soon.
Yeah.
But I know me and Jackson have some me and him time that we gotta have.
Yeah.
You should probably let them know that I'm not at my mic.
Oh yeah, Jackson's not at his mic. He's at the computer waiting for me to finish up to turn it off. But
I'm not just ignoring you.
yeah, he's not ignoring me.
Anyways,
But
thanks guys for having me on.
I was gonna say, check out the website. You'll be able to get to anywhere from there now. If you go to the links page, we will have we'll plug his Twitter. We've got the YouTube channels, mine, his, and all the other ones. Check out the Twitter for anything related to his game. Check out his SoundCloud. Check out everything. Leave a comment. We will probably have a Q&A. I'm aiming for the 5th episode. Hopefully we have enough by then that we can have some. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Remember, Railroad Spike with a capital O. Have a good night or a good morning, whatever it is, whenever you're listening. Goodbye.
Comrades.